Shalom. First and foremost, call Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Waha Kodash Wakah. Double honors to the elders over at Great Millstone. Halayim, Waparakim, to the hopeful elect of Yasharallah, Yasharallah being Hebrew for Israel. Halayim, Waparakim to you brothers, standing in the truth, working in the truth, holding on steadfastly and enduring to the very end. Shalom. First things first, this message is only out to you so-called Native American Indians, you so-called Latinos, and you so-called Negroes. You are all, in fact, the biblical Israelites. Those words are all by names, and you are, in fact, the people of the book. In all truth, you are direct descendants of the biblical Israelites. You have been given by names to keep you understanding and, ultimately away from the truth. Let's do another video. It's very interesting. It's another interesting topic. And we've been out speaking of the great troubles that are coming to this this nation, to this land. And we are in those times now, and it's becoming more apparent. It's becoming more and more apparent every day that we are in those times, and destruction is due. Destruction is due to come soon. And, the brothers in the truth, we understand this, and we've been talking about it for some time now, but we in those times where all of these things that we believe in through faith, the world, if you will, they're starting to also believe, and it's not through faith, but they're starting to believe because they're seeing signs. And like I said, the topic here is very, very interesting, and it's very timely. So without further ado, let's get to it. So this article from Fox Business, and the title of it says a lot. It says wealthy middle class Americans buy bunkers during COVID-19. The Vivos sales are up 400% year over year. So Vivos, Vivo is a company that sells bunkers. They pre-create bunkers and they come install them until the wealthy, they say middle class. We understand that's not a real thing. So these wealthy, definitely majority Edomites, the so-called white man, they're buying bunkers. They're buying bunkers right now. And just to get a little background on these Vivos guys, because it's honestly very interesting. Go to their website, and on their website, it just gives you a breakdown of who these guys are. And it says the backup plan for humanity. They believe that they're selling the backup plan for humanity, and they sell they're a global shelter network. So they create and they sell bunkers and shelters for basically for the apocalypse. It says, "Where will you go when it hits the fan?" That's one of their slogans. So, and it also says Vivo shelters are being built globally. So it's showing you all over the globe that they are selling these bunkers and they're creating them. And all in all, the rich, the wealthy are purchasing these bunkers. And we'll get into why, and we all understand why, but let's let this thing build up. It says here, it says Earth is an increasingly dangerous place with real extinction level threats all around us. So these wealthy, these Edomites, the so-called white men, they understand that real extinction, it's coming. And you know that they're definitely right. But the problem is these bunkers aren't going to be able to help them. So they spend their money on these bunkers. I got scripture for that too, but we'll get to it, eventually. Where will you go to survive when all hell breaks loose? It's so spiritual. These dudes, they really know hell is coming, and it's coming for them. See, if you go back to the article, just real quick, it says wealthy middle-class Americans. So you know what we're talking about when we're talking about the wealthy middle-class Americans. Those are all Edomites, the so-called white man. And they know that hell is coming to them. They know what's going on. Their time is coming to an end. And they got so many warnings here. And it's, it's obviously being taken serious by them because it says their sales are up 400%. They're selling these units like pancakes, man, like hotcakes. It says it's time to prepare for the threats we face because they know their time is coming, even though they aren't being blamed with what they say are coming. But like I say, just right up here, it says when all hell breaks loose. And it definitely will be hell for them. So, ready or not, and that's true. Regardless if you're ready or not, this thing is happening. This thing is going to happen. And what they think they're doing is they think they're preparing for it by preparing themselves bunkers and buying bunkers and hiding under the ground. Believing that they can truly save themselves. I'll start this one again. They understand what's going on ultimately. The world is watching. And if you want to check this website out, it's called terravivos.com, TERRAVIVOS.com. Go check it out for yourself. But I'm going to get back to the article. So, the wealthy middle-class Americans buy bunkers during COVID-19. It says millionaires are buying luxury doomsday condos. Survival Condos project manager and owner Larry Hall discusses his company that provides luxury condos for the end of the world. You see, they don't even go together. It's a luxury condo for the end of the world. The world's going to be in it, and these guys are still focused on their luxury life. They understand that this world is going to end, but they believe they can hide inside the ground, and continue to live on luxuriously without a real worry in the world, because they feel like that money could prepare them for this, so they just buy a bunker and believe that that's going to be, you know, the end all be all for them, and they're going to be safe. And that's so far from the truth. I'm gonna keep on reading. It says a number of U.S. bunker companies have reported a spike in sales during the coronavirus pandemic. So ultimately, these people are scared. The coronavirus is going on. They're bugged out pretty much, and they buying bunkers. Larry Hall, owner and developer of Survival Conde Projects, blames the increase in inquiries on anxiety related to COVID-19 and the lockdown that followed. We had one person who bought Sight Unseen in 4 days. Sight Unseen is the name of one of the bunkers. We sent them a video. They wired money, and 4 days later we closed, Hall said. And this big money these people are spending. It's not like some little money. They spending, you know, big money. So it's just showing you that it's a real separation between the wealthy middle class and what they try to actually call the middle class and the low class. It's a huge separation. Nobody I know can afford to go buy a 50,000 to 100 square feet building that's going to be built underground of their property. You see that? It says Survival Condo Projects converts decommissioned underground missile silos into nuclear-hardened luxury condos ranging from 50,000 to 100,000 square feet. The silos features amenities from underground pools to an aquaponics lab for food to classrooms. So ultimately, you know, and it's truth, we understand that America is going to be destroyed by nuclear fire. And here they're specifically buying survival condos, underground missile silos into nuclear hardened luxury condos. So they're taking silos like underground missile silos, and they're basically just decking them out and turning them into something that's nuclear hardened proof. So that's what they're saying, nuclear proof luxury condos. So they're really doing this, and it's a thing that's going on right now. And this right here is just a picture. It says the construction of a Cold War era missile condo silo. So like, these are not something you see in someone's backyard. If the silo were above ground, it would be a 15-story building, Hall said of Survival Condos Kansas silo. This would be the second tallest building in Wichita if it were above ground. And then there's a little note right here that says skyrocketing U.S. gun sales trigger ammo shortage, but that's another story, so let's stay on it. But you see people, they're buying guns too. So they're trying to prepare themselves for something that they believe they can stop. Despite some mortgage lending casualties and travel issues related to COVID-19, Survival Condo is experiencing such a large increase in interest that it has shifted into operations to entirely first come, first serve basis. So they're so busy that they don't have a hold on these things. First come, first serves, and cash buy. So that means people come in with straight cash. They got enough cash, you know, to drop, you know, almost 100,000 on a bunker. Probably way more than that. You go say just 100,000, but like I say, they got the cash like that. It says we're not holding units for anybody. So they're selling these things like hotcakes, I said earlier. Hall added that a lot of interest buyers have had an epiphany. It says they have had an epiphany during quarantine because they've realized just how quickly the world can change. And their worlds have virtually been turned upside down. So they're realizing, like, you know, ultimately, we not as in control as we believe we are. It says these guys are having epiphanies, and they're realizing just how quickly the world can change. And that's very true. The Lord say he come like a thief in the night, really quick. There's going to be no time for thinking. So we go keep it going. It says the credibility of the bunker industry has skyrocketed. He said, gone is the stereotype of camo wearing doomsday preppers. Now professional doctors, lawyers, and business people, some of who are billionaires, are looking at bunkers in a much more sober light. So these people are scared, man. If you look at all the titles of these people, so worldly, all these worldly titles, lawyers, business peoples, billionaires, doctors, they're prepping. They're prepping, and all those are like the most wicked people. You know, they're all money hungry professions. You know, and these people, in the back of their minds, they understand that they're wicked, and they're becoming scared of the times they see. You know, it don't take, a blind eye can see and understand the times that we're in right now. We're not inside. It's a different time right now, and the spirit is definitely in the air, and it's working, man. It's working on these people's minds, showing them that their time is coming to an end. And as we know, that's very true. Dante Vicino, executive director of the Vivos Group, which owns underground shelter company Vivos, similarly said the stereotypes around the bunkers and people who own them has changed. So this is not just a joke anymore for people. Like, bunkers are the thing right now. Vivos differ from Survival Condo and Rising S Company, a Texas-based luxury bunker firm, in that it offers neither luxury condos nor underground single-family units. Vivo shelters are multi-family complexes starting at $35,000 that are outfitted for 1 year's worth of autonomous survival, including food, medical supplies, and heating in the case of a catastrophe. And like I said, the craziest part is these people believe that these bunkers are going to be able to save them from the destruction that's to come. And that's the truth. That's so far from the truth. And, ultimately these dudes, they wasting their defense on something that's not going to help them. It says Vivo sales are up 400% year over year, and applications are up nearly 1,000% year over year, especially since COVID-19 and with heightened political tensions throughout the country. So these dudes pay attention to what's going on. They know that ultimately this thing can't go on forever. We go into the important details, probably just a little bit. It says about 90% of Vivo's clientele is middle to upper class through higher net worth individuals. And we talking about the elite. When they say higher net worth individuals are showing more interest over time, Vicino said. I think as it is becoming more public knowledge, you see, knowledge is spreading in these times. And that's scriptural too. In the end times, knowledge is going to be heightened, ultimately. That's paraphrasing. I might look to get that verse, but I want to get through this first. I think as it's becoming more public knowledge that the elite own shelters. So more people are understanding that the elite own shelter. I think Bill Gates has one in each home, he said. Wow. Let me reread that again. It says, I think Bill Gates has one in each home. So Bill Gates has a bunker, a bomb shelter in each one of his homes, as this industry is becoming much more en vogue because of the pandemic and current national and global events. If you will, I think more and more people are accepting that. So people are accepting the fact that this thing is coming close to an end, man. Yeah, this all heavy, so I'm going to just keep reading it. It says, Gary Lynch, general manager of Rising S Company, expressed a similar sentiment that stereotypes associated with bunkers have changed. Rising S has absolutely seen an increase in interest and purchase during the COVID-19, he said. Rising S Company builds custom-made bunkers, which range from economy to luxury models, on private properties that clients can customize with features ranging from wheelchair lifts to fitness center and movie theater. You see how ignorant this is? These people are looking to be in comfort while they believe that they're going to be able to achieve comfort of, fitness centers and being able to watch a movie while the rest of the world is being destroyed. You see the mindset of these people, and that's the reason why they ultimately have to be destroyed. They say it's not that people want to be protected from the virus itself, but people are worried what it's bringing forth and hardships on our economy. He said a lot of people feel like they're being lied to by the federal government. He added that a shelter is nothing more than an insurance policy. And see that they believe that having a shelter is going to be their insurance to life, and that these bunkers are ultimately going to save them. And we know that this nuclear war is coming, and World War III is definitely something, that's written to happen, and it's going to happen. And these people also understand that too, but they believe that they can protect themselves, and they believe that they can hide. And they also don't want to believe that this is a work of the higher power and that he is going to come and destroy this thing, or he's going to send the destroyers to come destroy this thing. You see? So, like I said, this is just more information. So like I said, these people believe that they can hide in bunkers and run away from the destruction that's at hand. And we all understand that that's not true. And to wrap up, I'm just gonna get this one scripture. Let me get this one scripture. It's Obadiah. Salak on this Amos 9:2. We're going to wrap it up with this. So Amos chapter 9, verse 2, it says, though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand take them. So they could dig into hell. When you say it in the hell, when you're digging into this earth, when you're digging into the ground, when you're digging into the ground and making shelters, you're digging because you believe that you can hide. From the kingdom's throne, man. There's no hiding. There's no shelter. Though they dig into hell, then shall my hand take them. His hand, the Most High's hand, and the hand, is ultimately attached to the arm, and that arm, goes into the army. The army of spiritual soldiers he's going to send, which Yahweh Shai and the angels. Though they dig into hell, then shall my hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. They also doing trying to, what's the word? Put people on Mars. I forget the word, but that's another tactic they're trying to do. They're trying to either dig into the ground and make bunkers, or they're trying to make it to Mars. And if you haven't realized, the only people that's doing this is the so-called white man. And the only people that are written to be completely destroyed and written off this planet, which we can go back to Obadiah for that, is Esau. And we understand the so-called white man to truly be, Esau, the Edomites. And shall I not in that day, we talking about is the day that they preparing for, said Yahweh, the Most High, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau. So he's going to destroy them, and he's going to take the understanding out of them. Let me see. Yeah, we go get that right there. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 9. And they, mighty men, O Taman, shall be dismayed, to the end that everyone of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Esau, the so-called white man, he's going to be cut off by slaughter and by nuclear fire. So, you know, hopefully this could be edifying. So, with that said, I'm going to say shalom.